Hi, welcome to Loft 801. My name is Diego, and today I'm talking about Love Hurts. It is Jonathan Eusebio's directorial debut and released on February 7th, 2025. It's an action comedy with great fight sequences and a disjointed tone. Now, before I hop into my review, if you want to support the channel, then please take a second to like and subscribe and hit the notification bell. Thank you, I really appreciate it. As a warning, this review will contain some major spoilers, so please continue at your own risk. Lastly, if there's anything you want to see reviewed, don't forget to let me know by leaving a comment and I will do my best to get to it. Thank you. I'm hopping in 3, 2, 1. The film centers on Marvin Gable, a seemingly mild-mannered real estate agent in Milwaukee who harbors a dark past as a hitman for a criminal organization led by his brother Alvin Knuckles Gable. Marvin's tranquil suburban life is disrupted when Rose Carlisle, his old love interest, comes back from the dead to dismantle Knuckles' criminal empire. Marvin is thrust back into the violent underworld he left behind and tries to protect his newfound sense of normalcy. Now, on paper, that's a fairly solid plot. However, the execution is certainly an execution. For starters, there are a couple of themes in this movie. First and foremost, the theme of redemption. Marvin is an ex-hitman who is now trying to live a good life. That is a great thing. However, to be honest, Marvin doesn't quite feel like a hitman, even when he's actually angry. Kehuyquan is an awesome actor and I love seeing him in movies, but his gentle real-life persona shines through in this role to the point where I can't picture Marvin as a rough, mean hitman. He doesn't have a bad bone in his body. In other words, Key is fantastic as Marvin the realtor and bad as Marvin the hitman. The secondary theme of this movie, believe it or not, is love. Marvin is in love with Rose and he left the life of crime because he was supposed to kill her. The movie wants us to root for the romance, but there is genuinely nothing likable about Arianadebose's Rose. This isn't a critique of Ariana because she can act, she's just given an awful character this time around. Rose is insufferable. She tried to escape the criminal life, was set up and then freed by Marvin, yet she came back and destroyed his entire life in a matter of moments for her selfish reasons. Marvin wanted to keep his new life and she stole that from him and got his biggest supporter, Cliff, killed. There is nothing to sympathize or relate with her character for. Another thing that bugged me in their romance was the age gap. Ariana is 34 years old and Key is 53 years old. That's nearly 20 years and it's hard to picture the two of them being passionate star-crossed lovers. Not just that, Ariana looks goofy in this movie. She's a beautiful actress, but whoever did her wardrobe, makeup, and hair in this movie did her dirty. None of her features shine, and it makes it hard to believe that Marvin views her as a bombshell. With those two major complaints out of the way, I want to talk about the humor in this movie. It's actually pretty funny and doesn't feel forced. A lot of the humor is driven by the side characters King and Otis, played by Marshawn Lynch and Andre Erickson. They have great henchman energy, and it's fun seeing them fight not just Marvin, but the Raven. The Raven is played by Mustafa Shakir, and I loved his chemistry with Leo Tipton's Ashley. It was definitely rushed, but I can excuse that because it was funny. I mentioned the fighting, so I want to talk about how it was the highlight of this movie. Director Eusebio is a career-long stuntman. This is his first directing gig, and in many elements it shows, but not with the fighting. The fight sequences are great. I love seeing Key switch between a tame nice guy and a debonair fighter. I love the visual style and sleek aesthetics. They felt like a John Wick nobody style fight. There's a lot of visual flair and a surprising amount of blood. Honestly, this movie plays like it's PG-13, but the blood definitely kicks it to an R rating. I still don't know how I feel about the blood because it almost feels out of place. The action is great, but given the different tones, it's hard to take the blood serious. I don't know, if you watch this, then you'll have to let me know what you think about it. The last thing I want to talk about is the soundtrack. There isn't anything memorable about it, but I had fun with it because it matched the chaotic tone of the movie, which leads into another complaint. This is genuinely the last thing I'll talk about. This movie was a jumble of tones. It wanted to be an action movie, a romance, a comedy, and so much more. I think the action and comedy were great, but the romance completely sucked and messed with this film's pacing. For a movie that's 83 minutes long, I can't complain too much because all the bad stuff moved by pretty quickly, but still, there was major room for improvement. Love Hurts is a fun, very flawed watch. It shines in its action sequences with well-choreographed fights and a sleek, visually engaging style that clearly showcases Jonathan Eusebio's expertise in stunt work. The comedy also works thanks to the strong supporting performances and well-timed humor. However, the film stumbles when it tries to balance its multiple tones with an unbelievable romance, a miscast lead couple, and a disjointed narrative that struggles to bring all its elements together. Kehuyquan gives his all, but he never fully convinces as a hard hardened ex-hitman, and Ariana DeBose is unfortunately saddled with an unlikable character. Despite its flaws, the movie remains entertaining enough, especially for action fans, but it never quite reaches the level of greatness it aspires to. With a more focused script and a stronger romantic core, this could have been something special. As it stands, Love Hurts is an enjoyable yet messy ride. Thank you for listening to my review of Love Hurts. If you enjoyed the content, then leave a like and hit subscribe. If you did not enjoy the content, thank you for sticking around. As always, I would love to read what you have to say, so leave a comment and let me know what you're thinking. Also, if there's something you want to see reviewed, don't forget to let me know and I will do my best to get to it. Lastly, if you want to see some more from me, then you can check out my vlogs linked up above or my podcast, Good Friends. Again, thank you for watching. My name is Diego and I will see you next time.